Hey guys, I'm Janet on occasion, and today we're playing the Total War Warhammer II Battle Replay. As you can see here, I have a Lariel who seems to be just staring up into the sky. What are you looking at? Is that a butterfly? Oh wow, she has a butterfly that flies around with her. Huh. Isn't that adorable? Alright, anyway, so I have a Lariel. I'm against Chaos. And that's usually a tough matchup, because there's not a lot of armor piercing for High Elves. At least there didn't used to be. Now they've got some great tools for dealing with Chaos. Although Chaos have got some more tools themselves. Susie, what are you looking at, woman? What is going on? What? Anyway, whatever. Let's ignore her. She's freaking me out. So I've got Lariel on Eagle. She can outrun anything that might be in the air, and yeah, don't have to worry about too many missiles, really. So she's pretty safe up there. So that's pretty cool. So Alariel, she's got some great moves. Oh, apparently we're not ignoring her. We're going to talk about her. Damn it. Anyway, so Alariel just looks so strange right now. Anyway, she's got the Star of Avalon, which puts down like a big bubble on the ground and will heal the crap out of anything that's in it. Well, up to 3 units. But huge heal. It's really good. Also, I've given her the Stave of Avalon, which basically gives her a load of power recharge rate, and it basically removes your miscast chance, which is kind of nice. Also, Arcane Conduit, more magic, brilliant. Also, I gave her Uncane Unforging, so that way I can just sort of whittle away lords or spellcasters. You know, if he's got some spellcasters, I can just hit them with that a couple times, and it'll ruin their ability recharge, so they won't be able to actually cast a spell for a while, which would be nice, and it does a lot of damage against single model targets. Quite expensive though, but I quite like it. I find it useful. Also, got Tempest, in case he did bring any flying units. I wanted to murder them, so that's always good. She's also got Earthblood, so I can heal stuff up. Then back to her sort of, you know, specific things. She's got the Shield Stone of Isha, or Isha, which will actually just give people physical resist nearby, which is really cool. Also, she's got the Boon of Isha, or Isha. You know, I've heard both pronunciations, but anyway. It actually gives her magic damage and immune psychology, which is kind of cool. So I like that. Well, actually, it gives everything in a range that, which is very cool. So, also, the Shield of Safari, obviously that's when she casts, more damage resistance to everybody. Obviously, there's Life Bloom as well, heals everyone whenever she uses a spell. So she's got a load of healing and protective magics. You know, very defensive character, which is very cool, especially because now the High Elves have got a lot of things that are very expensive that you really don't want dead, such as these guys. So I got the Fireborn, which are the Regiment Dragon Princes, and they look astoundingly cool. So all in red armor, they look absolutely awesome, and they're Dragon Princes with magic, flaming, anti-large attacks. That's right, they have an anti-large bonus of 18, which is brilliant against Chaos. A lot of their like knights and cavalry and big monsters and all the rest of it, really hard to deal with a lot of the time, but now they have a tool for that, which is pretty cool. Also, they have crazy high fire resistance, which is awesome, and some pretty significant physical resistance as well, hanging around other units nearby that are doing it. Also, martial mastery, which is cool. But yeah, that's great. Immune psychology as well. Not going to see them get terrified, so I really like them. Also, here I have the 2 units of Sisters of Avalon. These guys are again just fantastic against Chaos. Got to keep them safe, of course, but most things that are going to catch them aren't going to do particularly well, because you can see they actually have martial prowess, they got Hide of Forest, they've got here the magical and flaming attacks, which is awesome, and armor-piercing missiles. They actually have armor-piercing missiles, which is just so good. So that's going to be great. They finally have an AP option for missiles, which is just superb. But their melee stats are really significant, especially with martial prowess procced. You know, 50 melee defense on an archer unit is pretty insane. So really love these girls. They're absolutely fantastic. So I've got 2 units of them for dealing with Chosen and the like. Also got Keepers of the Flame, so great anti-large, great armor piercing, magical attacks as well. They cause fear, you know, physical resistance of 30, martial mastery. They're just really cool units. I absolutely love them. But the main thing is they explode when they're dead. So if they die, they'll explode and take some people with them, which I just think is hilarious. They are so cool. So there's almost a minimum amount of damage these guys are capable of, just by way of being in melee. You know, even if they don't land a single hit, they'll still deal damage. So, also, more regiments of renown, the Pure Maiden Company. These guys are pretty cool, so you can see, you know, cool hats. I like them. They look cool. These are the bodyguard unit, you know, of the what's he called? The Phoenix King. The White Lions, that's their thing. And so basically, they have Guardian. So now they're actually being a bodyguard, which I think is really cool. So it'll be 18% physical resist for lords and heroes nearby, which I just think is so cool. Also, they have a ward save of 12%. You can see here, they sunder armor, which is awesome. So anything big and scary fighting your lords and heroes is going to have less armor, because frankly, yeah, High Elves are kind of lacking armor piercing on their legendary lords. So if you've got Tyrion or something, he'll be able to get more damage in. So that's really cool. So I really like this guy. These guys are bodyguard. And, you know, good combat stats too with 33 and 45. But this really puts into perspective. The Sisters of Avalon have better melee defense than... Oh, sorry, it's not 33. It's 45 and 46. But, yeah, Sisters of Avalon have better melee defense than the White Lion Company, which is just insane. These guys are so good. Anyway, these guys, Scions of Mathlan, these guys are awesome. And I think they're responsible for the physical resist that the Pure Main Company have here. Because if we have a look at them, they have a sort of an aura thing, aura of protection, 12% damage resistance. That is damage resistance. So it doesn't matter if it's magic attacks or what, that's just straight up 12% of the damage will not get through, which is awesome. And that is an area of effect. Yeah, that makes sense. Which is huge. That is amazing. But you've got to have your mana high. So the fact that I've got a Lariel with her crazy magic replenishment, this should be active quite a bit. So that is really, really substantial. Also, you know, martial prowess, all the rest of it. So there's that ward save 12%. Madness. Also, expert charge defense, doesn't matter what charges them, they're going to hold up. And also, they just look great, don't they? I mean, obviously it's just like a reskin of the Spearman, but it's a fantastic reskin. These shields look beautiful. And yeah, just look at all the details on them. They look amazing. Mathlan, obviously being the High Elf God of the Sea, by the way. So, you know, that's why they've got a very nautical theme going on. But they're fantastic. Really like them. So that's about it. The rest are just spearmen. That's all the sort of special stuff there. But Chaos has got some special stuff too. I'll go through the main bulk of his army. He actually thought I'd be on one of the sides, so he deployed on either side here, thinking I'd be on one of them. No, I was in the middle. So he's got Chaos Warriors with great weapons. He's got Chosen with great weapons. Chosen with great weapons. Chaos Warriors with great weapons. Oof. And he has a Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. Over here, this is where things get a little bit more interesting. Marauder Horsemen throwing axes, and look at this! Regiment Renowned for Chaos! It's back! So he has the Swords of Chaos with Archaon, so Archaon's got his bodyguard, which is awesome. So if we look at these guys, actually really small amount of models, only 18 of them, which is very small for a cavalry unit, but they are so deadly. So they got armor piercing, anti-infantry, fire damage, you know, huge amount of armor. They got some shields, good charge bonus, good melee stats. They're very formidable. And also they have this apocalyptic charge, which is pretty scary. So yeah, if there's enemy presence in range, it recharges, and it's a map-wide ability that adds to charge speed and speed for everybody nearby. Well, everyone map-wide actually, which is pretty cool for 41 seconds as well. So that's a cool little bonus they've got. Also, they have Guardians. That's 18 physical resist for Archaon there. But a lot of my stuff has got magic attacks. And also, these guys do fire damage, and my cavalry have 70% fire resist. I think Archaon does... Oh no, he just does magic damage, which is incredibly significant, because that'll negate the physical resists that I've got all over the place. So that's pretty cool. But, the Swords of Chaos in this matchup, I'm not sure they're going to be worthwhile anymore, unless you've got a good answer to the Fireborn. So, we're going to speed things up and see how it goes. So, straight away, I'm going to try and get my Sisters of Avalon onto these Chosen. So, because I want to kill the Chosen, they're so tough to get rid of. Here, he's going to use a Burning Skull, so I'm moving all my guys. It's disrupting my units, and this is amusing. So I told them to move back, and 2 of them ran. And the rest just sat there and took it. Didn't do a huge amount of damage, though, luckily. I'm surprised it did as little as it did. With only 40 armor, that's odd that it didn't do more. But, yeah, that was pretty amusing. Anyway, so, load of damage now on these Chosen great weapons. And look at the damage I'm causing! Having armor-piercing missiles is so good! So, here, unfortunately, the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth is running in. That's a bit of a nuisance. But, I mean, look at the damage I'm doing to the Chosen. Oh, it feels good. It feels good, guys. Armor-piercing missiles for the High Elves. I love it. So, Fireborn are running in. They are going to do a lot of damage to the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth with their anti-large bonus. And also, Keepers of the Flame nearby. I should be able to pull out my Sisters of Avalon. But he has some cavalry coming in. So these guys with their throwing axes, yeah, with the armor piercing, they're going to be able to do some good damage to the Fireborn, unfortunately. So he's still got the Swords of Chaos and Archaon hanging out back there. So I'm chasing them back a bit, because I kind of want to bait these guys in. Because I knew he'd try and charge me with the rest of his units to get the Marauders out of there. Although he could have just kept running and throwing axes at me. But anyway. But now the Swords of Chaos here are basically just taking it like champs. So they're just going to get shot by all sorts. Small model count, so any model I can kill I'm going to get a lot of value out of. So Archaon's still chasing. Now I'm going to turn the Fireborn around. Not the best charge, but it'll do. So Sword of Chaos taking quite a lot of damage now. Unfortunately, the Assist of Avalon still can't seem to get out. So I've used an Earthblood on this lot. You know, the Armor Sundering and the Pure Main is really going to help. The Keepers of the Flame doing a ton of damage to the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, which is fantastic. And Alarielle's just completely out of harm's way. Nothing can hit her. Unfortunately here, though, the Fireborn are very expensive at, I think it's 1700. Was it 1900, I think? They're very, very expensive. I can't remember the exact amount, but they cost a fortune, so these Marauder Horsemen are getting great value. But the Swords of Chaos are not. They are not getting value out of this engagement. Obviously, Archaon is helping a lot, but that's the Swords of Chaos dealt with, and they're anti-infantry. They could be running through all of this stuff. So that is great. So, Fireborn, I'm going to get out of there. I don't want them fighting Archaon in this. I'm going to get them back onto this Shaggoth, and I'm starting to shoot into these guys, knowing that these guys can get good value. So I want these guys dead. So another great burning head here is going to do a lot of damage to my, you know, fairly low armored units here. So that's a real shame. If only I'd used Arcane Unforging on him again. I did hit him with one, I think, earlier. But I'm going to hit him with another one soon. So here, managed to chase off the Shaggoth, which is great. Sisters of Avalon still bogged out of this engagement. I need to get them out of here. So Keepers of the Flame, I actually ran into the Chaos Warriors. Now he's charging into melee, into the Sisters of Avalon. But actually, I think the Sisters of Avalon can do just as well in melee. Obviously, they're going to take some damage, but there you go. They broke straight away. So now I'm trying to chase them a bit with the Fireborn. I'm going to have my archers start shooting at the next unit. And here, I'm actually chasing off the Shaggoth a bit with the Lariel. Get some free damage on him so he doesn't come back. So that's pretty fun. So here, I think there's a Flaming Sword of Ruin. Yep. So Flaming Sword of Ruin. That fire damage is going to help against the Keepers of the Flame, I think. Because they've got physical resist, or do they have fire resistance as well? They do. Nope. Keepers of the Flame. Come on. There we go. So, nope. Yeah, I'm on Keepers of the Flame. Okay, they only have physical resist, so that's fine. Magic attacks will help. So, yeah, Flaming Sword of Ruin definitely helps there. So Archaon has taken a ton of damage thanks to the Keepers of the Flame. Their anti-large bonus is going to rip him apart. So here as well, you know, he's got some cavalry coming back in, shooting at him again. He's doing more damage to the Fireborn, but they've kind of done their job. They dealt with the cavalry. Archaon's nearly dead. The Dragon Ogre, nearly dead. Oh, he did actually come back, and I charged him again with a Lariel, and he broke again, which is funny. Alariel versus Shaggoth, not usually recommended, but when he's that injured, you might as well. So, still got my archers online for the most part. 27 there, and 49 there. You know, still plenty of ammo on this one, but, you know, yeah, they'll both help if I can keep them safe. But here, Chosen with great weapons, still fighting. You can see I just lost a Keeper of the Flame, so he got caught on fire, which is just fantastic. I think that's so fun. So, cavalry coming in again, continuing to harass my Fireborn. But, you know, it's keeping these guys from throwing axes into all this stuff and helping his infantry out. So, I mean, I guess it'll have to do. So here, I'm actually going to charge Archaon, try and finish him off with the Fireborn. And continuing to fire into the Chosen, into the back of them. Oh no, these are just Chaos Warriors. So I'm continuing firing the back of them anyway, because they're armoured, so I'm getting good value out of these guys. And they just fire while moving. Is that a thing that I didn't realise they had? No, they must have shot and then moved forward, and it just looked like they'd had. Anyway, so at this point, army losses hits. You can see big healing spell here. You know, the, what's it called again? Star of Avalon? Something like that? Anyway, pretty great. So, yeah, High Elves can actually go toe-to-toe with Chaos now, with their new units. Which is crazy. That is not something I was expecting. But yeah, it did fantastically. So, Professor Pone, thanks for the match. Definitely helped show off some of the new tools at High Elves' disposal. And I think it's going to be a tough one. I think people have to really rethink how they deal with High Elves as Chaos. Which is good, you know, it shake up the meta a bit, which is fantastic. I think you might have to go wider, honestly, with Chaos now, rather than just going with something like stocky and armoured. I think you have to go wider, which is just crazy. So really cool. I absolutely love it. High Elves, it's changed their faction completely, these new units. Just having, you know, the Regiment of Renown, adding some little, you know, bonuses and auras and things. But also, armor-piercing missiles are an absolute godsend. So that's fantastic. I absolutely love it. An anti-large cav. But some of this is so expensive. I'm amazed I got an army this size, actually. These guys are 1100, these guys are something like 15, these guys are something like 17, these guys are about 1000, these guys are about, I don't know, 700-800. It's so expensive. But they get work done. They really do get some work done. So very cool. So, guys, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.